Good morning, students. Today I am going to start a new part of the chapter 7. The name of the chapter is Control and Coordination. This chapter is quite important chapter in your class 10 bio syllabus. And already I have made the first part of this chapter, and I hope already you have gone through this video properly. Otherwise you cannot understand the today's class. So today I am going to teach you about the structure of the neuron and the function of the neuron. So let's start the today's class. So the first slide actually contains the nervous cell. So before starting the today's topic, you must know one thing, that this nerve cell or this neuron actually the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. I am repeating again, this neuron or nerve cell is the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. Okay, and this is very important thing. This is very important actually topic for your exam. This nerve cell actually very important topic for your exam. 5 marks question may be there from your nerve cell portion. So what is the meaning of the nerve cell? That it's the actually the longest cell found in the human body, may reach up to a length of 1 meter. So this is one very important information, that this nerve cell actually the longest cell. This nerve cell actually the longest cell present in the human body. Okay, so I am repeating again, this nerve cell is the longest cell which is found in the human body, and it's actually the length of the nerve cell is the 1 meter. So nerve cell is divided into 3 parts. So one neuron has total 3 parts: the cell body, the dendrites and the axon. So one neuron is a nerve cell actually with all its branches. So it's actually the structural and functional unit of the nervous system, and it's found the longest cell body actually present in our all over the organism's body, and the length is 1 meter or 100 centimeter. So one neuron, one nerve cell has total 3 parts: the cell body, dendrites and the axon. Okay, so there is another name is also there in the cell body portion. The name of the cell body is cyton. The different name of the another name of the cell body is cyton. Okay, so what is the meaning of the cell body? That cell body is actually the rounded part having a nucleus and other cell organelles. So I am underlining this line because this is very important for your exam. This all the nerve cell actually is very important for your exam. So this cell body is the rounded part having a nucleus and other cell organelles. Okay, and this cell body bears short thread like structures which known as the dendrites, and which receives the stimulus. Clear? So this is the structure of the cell body. I am repeating again, the cell body structure actually this is the rounded part having a nucleus and other cell organelles, and this cell body actually bears the short thread like structure known as the dendrites, which receives the stimulus. Next thing is the axon is a long process. The next part is the axon. Okay, so this axon is a long process which carries the information to one neuron to the another neuron. So I am showing the diagram. So first actually I am discussing. So this axon actually the long slender like structure which present in the neuron. And what is the basic function of the axon? The basic function of the axon is it actually carries the information to one neuron to the another neuron. Next thing, a very small gap is present in between the two neurons. This gap is known as the synapse. So this is very important for your exam. This is very important for your exam, that what is the meaning of the synapse. So I am highlighting this portion, this synapse portion, because this is very important for your exam. So what is the basic function of the synapse? That a very small gap is actually present in between the neuron. This gap is known as the synapse. Okay, so I am highlighting this synapse portion. This synapse is very important for your 1 mark question. Okay, so what is the basic actually definition of synapse? I am repeating again and again. This does actually the the junction between the two neuron is called the synapse. So this is your neuron structure. Next thing is the microscopic view of the neuron. Actually I have made this slide for your actually better understanding. So this is actually the neuron structure. This is actually the neuron which is present in our body. This is actually the neuron which is present in our body. Okay, so this is the neuron structure. The neuron looks like in this way, the network like structure. Okay, and this is actually the proper diagrammatic view of the schematic view of the neuron structure. Here I am actually discussing that this is the cell body. This whole body is portion is the cell body. So cell body is the round like structure. Okay, and it has the nucleus. It has one proper nucleus, and different cell organelles are also there, different kinds of the cell organelles. So I think you have studied about the cell organelles in your class 9 standard, so you know all about things. So this is the cell body, the round like structure, the rounded structure, and this is the nucleus, and this blue colored, all the blue colored structure is called the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm present in the cell body portion, and the cytoplasm of the nervous cell is also called the neuroplasm. Okay, after the cell body, these are the branch like structure. The branch like structure is there. So these are called the dendrites. So I am highlighting this thing. So these are called the dendrites. Okay, so this is the cell body, this is the dendrites, and the long slender like structure, this long process is called the axon. This whole yellow colored long process is called the axon. Okay, so this is the basic thing for your neuron structure. So I am repeating again, this long slender, like I am pointing, this long slender like structure, that's called the axon. This round like structure, that's called the cell body, and this branch structure is called the dendrite. So each and every structure, each and every part has their own function. Each and every part has their own function. So these are the dendrites. What is the basic function of dendrites? It actually carries the information from the receptor. Okay, and after that the information processed to the cell body, to the axon, to the another neuron. Okay, so this is the ending of one neuron, and from that portion the another neuron will start. Another neuron is there, and the junction between two neuron is called the synapse. The junction between two neuron is called the synapse. Okay, so this is the microscopic view of neuron, and this is the diagrammatic view of neuron. And during the time of your exam, there may be this type of question may be there, that they write down the definition of neuron and draw a well labeled diagram of neuron. So 5 marks. Okay, so you have to practice the neuron structure properly. Next thing is the functioning. Okay, so next portion is the functioning of the neuron. So what is the basic function of the neuron? Actually the first thing is the stimulus is received by the dendritic tips of a nerve cell and carried in from the electrical impulse. So I am repeating again, what is the basic function? That the stimulus is received by the dendritic tips, it means the dendrites of a nerve cell, and carried in form of the electrical impulse. Just look at the structure here. So here I am actually presenting one diagram also. Next thing is the impulse travels from dendrite to cell body and then through the axon at its end. Just look at the structure. So these are the dendrite portion. So through the dendrite the information will be captured from the sensory organs, from the receptor, and after that it goes to the cell body, to the axon, into the next portion. Okay, next step is the, here it's actually set up a chemical impulse by releasing some chemicals known as the neurotransmitter in the synapse. Just look at the structure. So here some knob-like structures are there. Okay, just look at the structure. There are some knob-like structures are there. So this structure is also called the axon terminals. These structures is also called the axon terminals, and these axon terminals secrete the neurotransmitter. This is one kind of the chemical product, the chemical thing which accelerates, promotes this activity properly. Okay, so this is the neurotransmitter. This neurotransmitter actually present in the synapse region. So synapse, what is the meaning of synapse? The junction between the two neurons, that's called the synapse. Next thing is these chemicals pass through the synapse and reach to dendrites of the other neuron to transfer the information again in electrical form. I am repeating again, these chemicals, this neurotransmitter actually pass through the synapse and reach to dendrites of other neuron to transfer the information again in the electrical form. So when the neurotransmitter actually secreting, so that time the impulse transferred to the chemical impulse, and after that it again transferred to the electrical impulse. So now you can ask me that what is the meaning of the impulse? What is the meaning of the impulse? So what is the meaning of the impulse? Actually it's a self-propagated electric current. What is the meaning of self-propagated? That the self-produced electric current which is actually running in a specific direction. It always runs from unidirectional. It always runs unidirectional. It cannot be run in the bidirectional. What is the meaning of that? It always run to the dendrite, to cell body, to axon, to the another dendrite. It's never happened that it's returned back to the dendrites. Okay, so this is actually running in the specific direction on the surface of the nerve fiber, and it's always the unidirectional movement. It's always will be the unidirectional movement. Next thing is when the synapse occurs between a neuron and muscle cell, then it's also called the neuromuscular junction. Okay, and acetylcholine, please remember this term. Acetylcholine is the neurotransmitter present in the synapse. So please remember this chemical name because this is important for your 1 mark question. Please remember this chemical name. This is important for your 1 mark question. I am highlighting this acetylcholine portion. Please remember this name because this is important for your exam. So this is the proper functioning of the neuron. So I am repeating again, this neuron function is very important for your exam. So what is the basic function of the neuron? Actually the basic function of the neuron that it captures the stimulus, it captures the sensation from the receptor, and it actually passes the sensation to the another neuron. In this way it enters to the brain and spinal cord. So this is the basic function of the neuron. So the stimulus, when the stimulus actually originating in the receptor, so from that portion it's actually received by the dendritic tips of a nerve cell and carried in form of the electrical impulse. After that this impulse travels from the dendrite to the cell body to the axon. Okay, after that it set up a chemical impulse by releasing some chemicals known as the neurotransmitter, and this is present in this portion. So these chemicals actually pass through the synapse and reach to dendrites of the other neuron to transfer the information. So here what is the meaning of the synapse? The junction between two neurons. Okay, so when one neuron transfer the message to the another neuron, so this junction is called the synapse and the neurotransmitter present in this junction. So acetylcholine is the chemical name which is secreting from this synapse portion. So this is the basic function of the neuron. So this is the structure of neuron, and this is very important for your 5 marks question. So please practice it properly. Please practice this neuron structure properly. So what is the meaning of the sensory neuron? What is the basic function, or what is the basic definition of sensory neuron? That these are the nerve cell within the nervous system which is responsible for converting external stimuli from the organism's environmental into the internal electrical impulse. So I am repeating again. So sensory neurons means that this is one kind of the nerve cell which is present in the nervous system, and what is the basic function? It actually transfers the external stimuli to the internal electrical impulse. Okay. Next thing is the motor neurons. Next thing is the motor neurons. So these are the nerve cells which forming part of a pathway along which impulses pass from the brain or spinal cord to a muscle or gland. So after processing in the brain and spinal cord, then the message carried to the from the brain and spinal cord to the effector. So this is the basic function of the motor neurons, and motor neurons actually passes the message from brain and spinal cord to the effector. So this is the basic difference, that the sensory neuron actually passes the message from the receptor to the brain and spinal cord, and these motor neurons actually passes the message from brain and spinal cord to the effector. So this is the basic, actually the difference between the motor neurons and the sensory neurons. I hope all of you understood properly. Next thing is the reflex action. The next topic is the reflex action, and this is very important topic for your exam. This is very important topic for your exam because this is very actually interesting thing. So what is the basic definition of the reflex action? What is the basic meaning of the reflex action? So before actually knowing the definition, you should know first who discovered this term. So it's actually, what is the basic of reflex action? So I think all of you understood properly that this is related with the nerve system. This is related with the nervous system. So it's a nerve mediated spontaneous automatic involuntary response. So what is the basic actually the function, what is the basic meaning of the involuntary response? Involuntary response means the which you cannot control by yourself, which you cannot control by yourself. Okay, so this is one kind of the involuntary response. So it's a nerve mediated spontaneous automatic involuntary response to a stimulus without the will of the organism. So it's discovered by Marshall Hall in the year of 1833. So this is the basic thing of the reflex action. So I am repeating again, what is the basic definition of reflex action? So these are the spontaneous automatic mechanical response, involuntary response, which in this way which will is not involved. Will means the wish, desire is not involved. So this is the involuntary action which is occurs without thinking of the organism. So this is the basic things of the reflex action. This is the basic things of the reflex action. Okay, example. What is the example? Like if we accidentally touch a hot plate, our hand moves backward instantly without thinking. So this is the reflex action. This is the reflex action. So it occurs by the involvement of the spinal cord. So it happens very quickly as the receptors and effectors are in direct contact with each other in the spinal cord. So actually this reflex action actually performed by the spinal cord. Actually performed by the spinal cord. Clear? So this is the basic things, this is the basic function, this is the basic meaning of the reflex action. So like the, suppose the withdrawal of the hand when pricked with a needle or comes in contact with the hot object. Okay, suppose the closing of eyes, so we easily close the eye when flashed with the strong light. Okay, next thing is suppose the secreting of the saliva increased on sight of the delicious food. So all those things you cannot control. This is one involuntary response. So this is the basic definition of the reflex action. Next thing is the next topic is the how does a nerve impulse travel? How does a nerve impulse travel? So already you know that things that nerve impulse is there which is present in the neuron, but how one nerve impulse travels? So this is the main thing of the reflex action. So it's actually the sudden, unconscious, involuntary response of the effectors to a stimulus. Okay, like the we suddenly withdraw our hand if we suddenly touch a hot object. So in this portion I have written the pathway of the nerve impulse. So in this reflex action, actually the nerves in the skin, so this is the receptor, because skin is one sensory organ present in our body, so it has one receptor. So the nerves in the skin detects the heat and passes the message through the sensory nerves to the spinal cord, and then the information actually passes through the motor nerves to the muscle of the hand and we withdraw our hand. So this is the basic pathway. I am repeating again what is the pathway, that in the reflex action the nerves in the skin, okay, so it has their own receptor. So this receptor detects the heat, detects the stimulus and passes the message instantly, spontaneously through the sensory nerves to the spinal cord. Okay, and after that the information passes through the motor nerves to the muscles on the hand and we withdraw our hand. So this is an instant process. This is actually the involuntary process which occur without thinking. Next thing is the reflex arc. Next point is the reflex arc. So this is the pathway of a reflex action, is called the reflex arc. So I am repeating again, the pathway of the reflex action is called the reflex arc. Okay, so in a reflex arc the stimulus is received by the receptor, that the sense organ, and it passes through the sensory nerves to the spinal cord. So this reflex action, this reflex arc actually related with the spinal cord, not the brain. Okay, so this is the one kinds of the involuntary action which is performed by the spinal cord, because with the brain and spinal cord nervous system is formed. Okay, so in a reflex arc, this reflex arc actually the pathway of the reflex action. So in this way what happened, the first thing is the stimulus is received by the receptor, okay, the receptor present in the sensory organ, and it passes through the sensory nerves to the spinal cord. From the spinal cord the information passes through the motor nerves to the effector for the response. Okay, so effector means the muscles and the glands. So this is the basic pathway of the reflex arc. This is the basic pathway of the reflex arc. I am repeating again, this reflex arc is this reflex action and reflex arc is very important for your exam. So you have to understand properly this reflex arc. So what is the meaning of the reflex arc? This is the actually the pathway of the reflex action. This is actually the pathway of the reflex action, that's called the reflex arc. And in a reflex arc the stimulus is received by the receptor. The stimulus is received by the receptor which is present in the sense organ, and it passes through the sensory nerves to the spinal cord. So from the spinal cord the information passes through the motor nerves to the effector, and this effector actually means the muscles and glands for the response. So that's why we can respond very quickly, we can respond spontaneously, and this response is the involuntary response. This response is the involuntary response. Okay. So this is the pathway. This schematic diagram is the pathway of the reflex action or the reflex arc. Okay, and this is very important for your exam. Suppose this type of question is there in your exam, in your board exam or in your school exam. So just they define the reflex arc with the diagram, or just define the reflex arc. So you have to draw this pathway. You have to draw this pathway. Without this diagram, there will be no meaning of your answer. Without this diagram there will be no meaning of your answer. Why? Because without the diagram you cannot actually express what is the basic definition of the reflex arc. So first thing, you have to draw this schematic diagram properly. Okay, so first thing is the stimulus. Okay, this stimulus hit the receptor or sense organ. This receptor present in the sense organ. After that it goes to the sensory nerves, then its spinal cord, then it motor nerves and to the effector, and the response is happened. And this is the involuntary actions. This is the involuntary action. This is not the voluntary action. You cannot control this action, and this is very spontaneous, automatic, mechanical, quick response. Okay, why? Because spinal cord is involved, and spinal cord is directly involved with these two nerves, the sensory nerves and motor nerves. Okay, so that's why this is a very quick response for each and every activity. So this is called the reflex action. This is called the reflex action. And this is the PNS, this is the reflex arc actually. So this is the PNS, this is the CNS. CNS means the central nervous system, PNS means the peripheral nervous system. So this is the sensory neuron. Okay, this is the muscle, and this is the interneuron in spinal cord. This is the motor neuron, and this is the muscle. The muscle means the effector. Muscles means the effector. Okay, so this is your today's class. And the next thing is the action of the nervous tissue. Next thing is the last topic for today, the action of the nervous tissue. So what is the basic function of nervous tissue, or what is the basic action of nervous tissue? So the conduction of nerve impulse from the sensory receptor to the brain and then to the effector to show the response is carried out by the nerves. Okay, so I am repeating again. So this is the actually the conduction of the nerve impulse from the sensory receptor to the brain and then to the effectors to show the response is carried out by the nerves. But actually the response is shown by the muscles or gland cells. Okay, so these muscles actually are able, these muscles is actually capable to change the shape because of the presence of some contractile protein like the myosin and the actin. Just remember these two names of the protein because this is important for your 1 mark question. And what is the basic function of these two protein? The basic function of these two protein, that these two proteins are enable the muscle to move. So without these two proteins the muscles cannot move. Okay, so these two protein, for these two protein the muscles are able to change their shape to move. So this is the basic function, this is the basic function of the nervous tissue. So this is the last topic for today's class. In our next class we will discuss the brain structure, and from this video we came to know the first thing is the neuron, the structure and function of neuron, and the reflex action and reflex arc, how nerve impulse actually transport, how nerve impulse actually travels. So this is the today's class topic. I hope this video will help you a lot for better understanding, and I am repeating again and again, this topic is very important for your exam, in any kinds of exam, board exam, school exam, whatever. So please go through these portions properly, go through these videos properly, and if you have any queries, don't hesitate, ask me immediately. Okay, thank you, bye.